Hey y'all, what's up? Hold on, let me adjust this camera a little bit. I tell you, I've been having so much interesting technological issues lately. It has been infuriating. I hope you guys are having a great Venus day today. Happy Friday, everyone. So let's jump right into it. Hey, William, let's jump right into it. I got to leave out of here in a few minutes to go pick my cousin up from the airport. So y'all see the title. Do you want it right now or do you want it right? That is the question. And it is definitely something for me as with the Sagittarius rising that I definitely have to temper myself with, because I'm Taurus, and Tauruses are very patient, and I can be very patient. I can be very, very patient when it comes to certain things. Like, I can wait for my dinner to cook. I can wait for my food to be delivered. I can order something. I'm not one of those people that's like, when is it going to come in the mail? I can wait, child. I can wait 4 months before I receive my package in the mail. But when it comes to certain things that like money, you know what I'm saying? Like hitting a certain goal in my career, or a certain like financial goal that I've set for myself, or when it's somebody I want, and I'm like, I want you. When I decide I want you, first of all, you need to be flattered. That's first of all. If I decide I want you in my circle and in my life, you should be flattered, because I don't want a lot of people in my circle and in my life. And then I want it now. You know what I mean? So it's certain things that I have to temper myself with. And Spirit, my oversoul, asked me, listen, do you want it right now or do you want it right? Okay. So when we are so quick to want something or to have it hurry up and happen in our lives, even though we know we're ready, right? We know we're ready. We know we've been working hard. We know we've been, hustling and grinding and healing and clearing and releasing and doing all of this stuff, right? So when it's time for us to experience the thing that we're desiring, it's like, where the fuck is it? Why isn't that happening? What's going on? What's going on? Where is it? Where is it? I want it. Why is this going on, right? Why is it taking so long? So the question is, you want it the right way? Do you want it in a way that it's going to stay, in a way that is going to be anchored in something solid? It's going to be built on a solid foundation with no cracks, no chance of it, being knocked down by an outside force or a self-imposed force, right? Things that are worth having take time, especially when we think that it's a big thing in our minds, right? When we start to think that this, this $1 billion empire that I want to build is huge and it's going to take a lot of work and it's this and this and that, right? We've already established that it could take time, or that it could be a really big ordeal for ourselves. But when we try to rush something like that, because we want it right now, we run the risk of first of all, not enjoying the process and enjoying the journey, which is all a part of this. This is the reason why we're here. And you don't know, I had this conversation this morning with my girlfriend. You don't know that being on that journey, the stuff that happens on that journey could be the $1 billion idea, right? It could be the thing that gets you to where you want to go. So when we're so quick to skip over the journey and get right to the end result, we miss all of the jewels and all of the beautiful things that are trying to unfold for us in the process. Same thing with relationships, friendships, partnerships, romantic relationships, familial relationships, meaning in your family. You want to hurry up and repair a relationship, or you want to hurry up and get closer to your children, hurry up and get closer to this woman or this man. You want to hurry up and go into business with this person because you're so excited about what they're doing, and you guys would make a great partnership, and your services and products complement each other, right? So when we're trying to hurry up and get to the end result of that, sometimes we'll jump into a situation that needs more work and requires more time and energy to be pushed into it. And instead of us allowing it to grow and blossom organically, we're trying to hurry up and put a stamp on it. And what that does is it creates this invisible wedge, this invisible blockage that kind of keeps you from experiencing the ease and the flow and the success that could have come had we just allowed it to come in the right way instead of right now. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't do our due diligence on the back end of pushing energy, doing our magic, our candle work, or whatever other kind of magic you choose to do, right? Doesn't mean that you can't be holding the space for the end result. But this is one thing that helps, that I'm going to share with you guys, that helps in that process that I have had to do many, many, many times. And I still find myself going back to this particular thing, is taking being specific, but taking the target off. Does that make sense? So be specific about the experience you want to have, but take the title, the names, the thing off of it. Just align with the experience that you want to have, okay? And push the energy into that instead of it being targeted towards a thing or a person, all right? Now, I mean, that's a whole lot of caveats to that, absolutely. You know, if you're dealing with a person and you definitely want to get things back on track, you have the divine right to do that, as long as you know that that person also wants the same thing. Don't be trying to, put magic on somebody that ain't yours, or doesn't want to be yours, or doesn't want to give you the time of the day or the energy, and has not had that conversation with you. If you all are on the same wavelength and you're trying to keep things moving in a solid direction, in a good direction, because you want it to come in the right way, that's one thing. But trying to push somebody in that direction and they ain't yours, they belong to somebody else, or they out here running around, or they're not interested in going in that direction with you, you're going to receive a lot of blowback, okay? And it's the same thing if you're wanting to hurry up and come up with an idea for your business because you're so desperate to start a business right now, or you're so desperate to have this money come in right now, then you're just throwing stuff up against the wall. You're pushing magic and energy into something that's not yours, that's not really authentically yours, okay? So we want things to happen in the right way instead of it happening right now. And I'm just telling you that is something that has been a struggle of mine, because one thing, I have that Sag rising going on for me, right? I also got that Pisces moon, okay? And I'm spoiled. I am spoiled rotten. And when you are spoiled, or you're used to things happening in a certain way for you, that does create a sense of entitlement, okay? It creates a sense of entitlement. And entitlement can work on your behalf, and it can work against you. Okay, we give entitlement a really bad rap, especially when we're talking about certain groups of people. But I'm going to tell you something about entitlement. Entitlement means that I expect the best experience possible. I expect the best of the best, and I accept nothing less. So I am entitled to having the best possible experience, and I expect to have it. That's entitlement. When something is not happening, and I don't feel like I am receiving the best of the best treatment, then that's when that lion comes out, that demon comes out, because now you're going to give me what I expect to have, okay? Now, that is for everybody across the board. Yes, some people are entitled. And like I said, when you expect the best of the best, it works in your behalf. But when you are imbalanced, when you get out of balance with your entitlement, that's when it's nasty. That's when it's icky. That's when people turn their noses up at it, okay? So it's nothing wrong with having a sense of entitlement, as long as you know how to balance it out. Okay? If you don't know how to balance it out, if you're coming across as, and even arrogant, there's nothing wrong with being arrogant and egotistical. There's nothing wrong with these things. It's just they need to happen in balance. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to get caught up on the status quo of how the rest of society views a certain word or terminology, because it can be very beneficial if you know how to use it in the right way. Okay? So because I am spoiled and I got a sense of entitlement, right? That doesn't mean people have to bow down to me. I don't expect nobody to bow down to me. I don't expect nobody to bend over backwards for me. But what I want, I expect to get what I want. And when I don't get what I want, I act like a spoiled brat. That's just me, right? And that's something I don't really want to change. It's something that I can temper about myself, but I don't want to change that. You know what I mean? Because I like that part of me when it is done in balance, and I'm not going to the other side of it where it can rip my life apart, where it can tear up relationships and wreak havoc in my business and in my life. Does that make sense? Okay? So there's certain things that I'm not going to change. I just balance it out. And my thing is this, I don't really believe that people change. I believe that people become more aware of themselves, and they become more aware of their habits and their behaviors, and they choose to make different choices. They choose to look at it in a different perspective and flip it around and continue to make that choice day by day by day by day, minute by minute by minute by minute. But we don't really change. We just change the way we handle situations, okay? Because at any given moment, somebody can revert back to who they used to be, or how they used to act, I should say, because they're still that person, right? Because our experiences build us, our programs run us. They do. Our programs run us. I'm making a t-shirt right now that says, it's not me, it's my programming. Or it's not you, it's your programming, right? So we have a choice to make all the time. Am I going to run off of this old program, or am I going to introduce a new behavior, a new way of doing things, give myself a pathway, a different path to take instead of the one that I used to take that led me to a place that really didn't serve me, right? It didn't serve others. It didn't serve my purpose. It didn't serve what I was trying to do and get done, right? Am I going to keep going down that path, or am I going to stop in my tracks, take a deep breath, and say, you know what? I can choose a different path right now. And sometimes you just want to walk down the old path, because why not? Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go down this path today. I'm going to let it play out. And when I'm ready to turn it around, when I'm ready to shift gears and change the energy, I can. So it gets out of hand when we just keep spiraling out. I want it now. I want it right now. Fuck everything. I want it right now. I'm going to tear everything down to get it right now. I'm going to tear this person down to get it right now. I'm going to destroy this relationship to get what I want right now. It's okay to be in that, I want it now though. Like, I don't want to wait. I want it now. It's okay to be there for a little bit, for a minute, maybe even for a whole day. But don't let it go longer than that. Okay? Understand that if it's not happening right now the way you want it to, it's trying to come in the right way. It's trying to come to you right, in the most righteous way possible, so that you don't have to keep starting over and rebuilding. You don't have to keep apologizing. You don't have to keep, remending your relationships over and over and over again. You don't have to keep breaking your heart over and over and over again. It's called self-sabotage. Self-blocking, success blocking patterns. We all got them. None of us are excluded from it. Nobody, no spiritual guru, mentor, teacher is beyond it. We all got it. Every human being has the capacity to self-sabotage. Now, the power that we have when we recognize it and we understand how to implement certain tools is that we can recognize when we're sabotaging or when we are about to sabotage. And then we can put certain techniques and use certain tools to help us make a different decision, take a different stance, and take different action. Okay? So this is not about being perfect. It's not about being so spiritual and so enlightened that you're not going to allow yourself to think that, and not going to allow myself to do that, and I'm not going to allow myself to be that person anymore. I'm not that person anymore. That's bullshit. You're always going to be that bitch. You're always going to be that person. That's who you're going to be. Okay? But that person doesn't have to drive the bus. That person doesn't have to call the shots. That person could be in the back seat like, I'm here. If you ever need to reach back and let me drive for a little while, I can. I got you. Right? But this journey is not about perfection. This journey is not about trying to appear that you're this or that you're that and that you got it all together. And anybody, and I remember this was years ago, somebody that I knew had got into coaching before I even decided to get into coaching. And I remember a friend said, well, she don't really got, she ain't got it all like that right now. Why would I go to her? And I thought about that and I said, do you really have to have it all together? Who has it all together? Like one person, do you know anybody who's got it all together? But what I would listen to is a person who has gone through a struggle, is transparent about the struggle that they've gone through, and they found their way out of the struggle. That is the person that I want to listen to. That is the person that I want to be coached by or mentored by. They don't have to have it all together. Because some people can have it together in 5 areas of their life. And in this one area, they like, child, I'm still working on that. I'm working on it. That's okay. We're human. It's okay to have some issues going on in your life that you're still working through, as long as you are working through it. As long as you're doing the work. As long as you're being honest with yourself. As long as you keeping it real with you. You ain't got to keep it real with everybody, but you can say, you know what, I got some shit over here that I'm dealing with, but I'm working through it. I'm doing the work actively. So that person that was coaching back then, I saw that, I would probably go to her because she is focusing on a specific area in her life that she fixed. It was in health. She went from having poor health to being very healthy and very fit. I would listen to her. Yeah, she did that. She doesn't have to be a billionaire, right? She doesn't have to live in the biggest house. But if I can see that she fixed an area of her life and that's what she's helping other people do, then yeah, I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna go there. I can see why she's doing it. So many people are trying to walk the path of perfection and walk the path of righteousness, right? That they are denying the true growth and the true beauty on this journey. The beauty, there's a lot of beautiful things that happens on this journey. To just be on the path and just be in the journey. Be in the journey. Be in it. And laugh at yourself. I know me when I'm starting to get in, when that side of me come in like, bitch, you know how we do. When that one comes in, I'm like, all right, girl, I got you. I call it my little thug, my inner thug. When my inner thug come out, a lot of people don't know that I have that. People who know me know that, right? But I've always had the ability to skirt between street thug and corporate beauty. Always. Just how I was raised. A lot of us can. A lot of us got it in a thug, but we can talk the talk, walk the walk, right? We can be a chameleon in a room with different types of people, and nobody knows the better. Nobody has to know that you used to slang drugs or used to mess with a whole bunch of gangsters and hustlers. Nobody needs to know that about you, right? Unless you want them to. But I have learned how to temper homegirl. Homegirl that is ready to just be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? let's tear all this shit down. Let's burn everything down. Right? Temper that, because where are you going to be after you've torn everything down? After you have walked that old path, right? Where are you going to be in the end? Are you really going to be where you want to be? See, you got the instant gratification of having what you want right now. And when you couldn't get what you wanted right now, and you wanted to act out, throw a fit, put somebody in a jar. Are you really getting the result that you're looking for? Is it coming in the right way? Or do you have more damage control now? Do you have to do more damage control because you've created yet another heap of BS that you've got to clean up and another wound that you got to heal? You want it right now, or you want it right? Self-sabotage is real, and it is running rampant. It always has run rampant, but right now, I did a reading, an energetic reading, maybe about a week ago. I did an energetic reading on I like to every now and again just tap into the collective and just see what's out there, what's going on, what people need, things like that, like what kind of services people would need, or what kind of talks people need, And so what came up was that that opposing energy, that conflicting energy, that self-sabotage and success blocking patterns and behaviors is running rampant right now, right? And the reason for that is because a lot of people are starting to wake up and answer the call to greatness and answer the call to becoming more, doing more, right? Doing more fulfilling work, maybe leaving, their 9-to-5 and working for themselves, or leaving a toxic relationship that they've been in for years and years, right? I'm seeing a lot of that happening, right? Finally losing the weight that they've been wanting to lose, finally loving themselves, finally stepping away from family and from friends that have been kind of, people just take digs at you and you just be like, okay, but you're my friend, so whatever, right? So that a lot of people are stepping into their power now, and it's starting to reawaken within each of us. And because of that, each of us has that inner thug, that self-sabotaging energy that wants to reclaim the authority or maintain the authority in your life, that wants to remain the bus driver, right? Wants to remain the CEO. So when let's just say you got 10,000 people that are all stepping into their power and all saying, you know what, forget this. I'm about to do this the right way. I'm about to live my life the way I want to live it. I'm about to do all the things that I've always been afraid to do. I'm about to walk away from some stuff I want to walk away from. I'm about to be more beautiful, more healthy, more wealthy, more tapped in, more loving, more vulnerable. I'm about to do all of these things. You got 10,000 people all saying that they're going to do certain things, right? That means that you have 10,000 vessels that house over probably 1,000 paradigms and opposing energetic thoughts, behavior patterns, okay? So within each of those 10,000 people is at the least 1,000 paradigms, old programs that are fighting for the position of authority because they've decided to make a change. And energy is energy. We are really all one when it comes down to it. So what's 10,000 times 1,000? I don't know. I'm not that great at math, right? I am good at math, but I need a calculator. So whatever 10,000 times 1,000 is, that's just the base minimum, okay? That energy is now magnified as a collective opposing force. Does that make sense? So if you're finding that you're having difficulty making changes, overcoming those self-sabotaging thoughts and behavior patterns, it is because that collective energy is amplified right now because so many people are wanting to overcome themselves and so many people are setting goals and stepping on the other side of their fears right now. So that collective energy does have an impact on each person. Okay? It does have an effect, right? So this is why protections are so important. And your first line of defense when it comes to protection, your first line of defense when it comes to protection is taking a look at that inner thug, okay? Taking a look at those paradigms, and you're not going to know what all of them are. You're just not going to know what all of them are at one time because they tend to show themselves at the time that it is triggered, okay? So whenever your old stuff gets triggered, that's when the paradigm shows up. And that's when you know, shit, I got to work on this, okay? So it's not like you can just sit down and write a whole list of your paradigms because there's some that are hidden. The subconscious is called the subconscious because it is hidden. It is underneath and it is vast as the universe. And you are the universe, okay? It is vast. It is ancient. It is deep. It is full of stuff that you don't even know about yet. And certain things get reawakened, certain dragons wake up when we start to journey into those areas that particular dragon or energy governs. Does that make sense? So for example, I don't know that I got some little girl issues that I need to work through until I get into a relationship. If I ain't been in a relationship, a real relationship in, 5 years, I don't know that lives there until I am in the territory in which that little girl energy governs. And now she wakes up, that little dragon wakes up and is like, what's happening here? I don't like this. You know what I mean? And so the old way of taking care of that particular situation comes in. Because something is not meeting up with the right now. Something is blocking the right now, and the right now is the energy that is needed to introduce that opposing energy, that opposing force that needs to be looked at, cleared, readjusted, transmuted, whatever you want to do with it, in order for the right way to come in. Okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. Definitely get in the early bird wait list for Be Magic, because I'm going to be teaching you guys some amazing techniques and tools to help you break through this type of stuff, to help you break through this type of energy, the self-sabotage and success blocking patterns, the opposing energy, to help you break through it, okay? These are going to be mental hacks, magical hacks that you can use over and over and over again, things that are going to help quickly snap you into that space where you are able to approach things in a different way and take a different pathway, okay? I love you guys so very, very much. I will put the link to the early bird waitlist. I'm also going to be doing a 6-series free video training. So definitely get on the wait list so you can get access to the video training, all right? Love y'all. Have a fantabulous Venus day. Bye.